Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into who shapes the governance and politics of the United States. This module will explore the various actors and institutions that influence American politics. Let's start by understanding the key players in our government and how they interact to form a functioning system. First, let's talk about the bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is often seen as the engine that keeps the government running. It comprises various departments and agencies that implement and enforce laws. For instance, in 1970, the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, was established in response to a growing environmental concern among the people. The EPA played a critical role in addressing issues like air and water pollution, demonstrating the importance of bureaucratic agencies in protecting public health and the environment. Now let's move on to the executive branch. At the top is the president, who serves as both the head of state and the head of government. The president's powers include vetoing legislation, issuing executive orders, and conducting foreign policy. Think back to President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal in the 1930s. His leadership during the Great Depression showcased the president's significant role in shaping national policies and providing relief to millions of Americans. The vice president and the president's cabinet, comprised of department heads, support the president in executing these duties. During the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, President John F. Kennedy and his cabinet, particularly Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara, navigated the U.S. through one of the most perilous moments of the Cold War. This illustrates the collaborative effort required in the executive branch to handle national and international crises. Next, we have Congress, the legislative branch consisting of the Senate and the House of Representatives. Senators and representatives are elected to represent their constituents' interests, also to draft laws, to oversee the executive branch, and to write the annual budget. Think about the Civil Rights Act of 1964, a landmark piece of legislation that was the result of intense debates and negotiations in Congress. This act, which outlawed discrimination based on race, religion, sex, or national origin, transformed American society and highlighted Congress's role in shaping significant social policies. The House of Representatives is where fiscal policy often begins, including the all-important budget. For example, in 1995, the House faced a significant challenge when a budget standoff led to a government shutdown. This highlighted the complexities and critical nature of budget negotiations in Congress. Meanwhile, the Senate is known for its role in confirming presidential appointments, ratifying treaties, and judicial nominations. In 1987, the Senate's rejection of Judge Robert Bork's nomination to the Supreme Court after extensive hearings showcased its crucial role in shaping the judiciary and, by extension, the interpretation of constitutional law for years to come. Speaking of the judiciary, let's discuss the Supreme Court, the highest judicial authority in the United States. The Supreme Court interprets the Constitution and reviews the legality of laws and executive actions. The 9 justices appointed for life have the final say on many controversial issues. Consider the landmark case of Brown versus Board of Education in 1954, where the Supreme Court declared racial segregation in public schools unconstitutional. Another significant case is Roe versus Wade in 1973, where the court ruled that the Constitution protects a woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion without excessive government restriction. Roe versus Wade has since been overturned, but this decision underscored the court's role in shaping societal norms and legal precedents. Let's not forget about social elites, influential figures in government, politics, corporate world, and military sectors who wield significant power. These are the people who can sway public opinion, fund political campaigns, and lobby for legislation. And also consider the role of a group like the National Rifle Association. They influence gun policy in the United States. In the late 20th and early 21st century, the NRA's lobbying efforts significantly impacted a lot of pieces of legislation as well as public perception of gun rights. Similarly, the American Federation of Teachers, established in 1916, has played a crucial role in shaping education policy and advocating for teachers' rights. The AFT's efforts highlight how social elites and interest groups can affect public policy and government decisions. Additionally, let's not forget the Electoral College, a unique institution that plays a pivotal role in presidential elections in the United States. The 2000 presidential election, where George W. Bush won the presidency despite losing the popular vote for the first time since 1888, this happened. It's a prime example of the Electoral College's impact on American politics. This event underscored the complexity and controversy surrounding this institution. So, to wrap up, in the words of political scientist David Hubert in Attenuated Democracy, our textbook, he emphasizes the interconnectedness of these entities, ensuring a dynamic but balanced system of governance. The checks and balances between these institutions are essential for maintaining a functional democracy. Next time, we'll delve into what the US government does. So I'll see you then.